Hello, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year, guys. It's 2024. We're back. Lots of things are going to happen this year for us, but also we have a replacement engine for George. Now, as I mentioned at the end of my last video, the not so Christmas special, he's got a running issue. I suspect it's the bottom end because it's smoking on startup, and also it keeps doing head gaskets. Now, earlier last year we had the cylinder head completely refurbished. It's had hardened valve guides, it's had new valve seats, new valves obviously, all been cleaned and skimmed. So we know the head's good. But obviously the bottom end, there's some underlying fault there which I've not been able to get to the bottom of. So the engine in this car is going to come out and we're going to swap the cylinder head onto the replacement. So last weekend I went up to Sussex with a good friend of mine, Gary. We picked up the donor engine, which I know is all right. So before I get too involved taking the engine out of this car, we're going to thoroughly clean and prepare the replacement. May as well have a look at the clutch while it's all apart, and we've got a new water pump to fit, so lots to do. Anyway, quite excited. This is probably going to be maybe a 2 or 3 part video going forward. At this point in time I haven't even got the engine crane yet. That's been ordered. That should be arriving within the next couple of days, fingers crossed. Then I've got to put an engine crane together. That should be fun. But yeah, do you want to have a look at what we got? Don't worry, buddy, things will be alright because you have a replacement engine. Woohoo! A big thank you to my friend James for sorting this out. This is another 1275, so I'm not changing anything. Obviously it needs a thorough degrease, but I have heard it running. I know it's a good reliable block. It's got a replacement starter, so that's good. It's got another carburetor on there, replacement dizzy, so I haven't got to worry about timing it up. But yeah. Right, so I'm going to take off the manifold and the carburetor combined, put those to one side because it's nice to have some spares, and we can get better access to the back of the block. God. Not a good start. First stud is just snapped in half, so that's not a good start. Just hope the rest of them come apart. That's better. I'm going to stop there because this stuff is not touching it, which is a bit surprising because gunk normally works quite well. They do a litre version of concentrate in the tin, which I have had good success with in the past, so I might try that again. But anyway, I'm going to call it here for the moment, have a cup of tea. I'll back up with you in a few seconds, but for me it's going to be a few days. And by then we should have the engine crane, so see you in a sec. And just like that, I'm back. It's now a few days later, it's Sunday, we've got the engine crane to build. Without further ado, let's crack on with that. How hard can it be? Left, that's a good sign. Okay, so we want bolt number 16, which is the smallest one, I believe. Oh no, it's one of them. That's about right. Okay, take that out. Drop that. Well, some considerable time later, we have an engine crane, guys. Wasn't actually that bad to put together. I got a little bit mixed up over the assembly of the legs, but if we look at the instructions, to be fair to me, they're not actually that clear. But I did manage to put it together from that, so yeah, we are one step forward in getting this engine changed, which I still need to do some more work on. But yeah, what do you think, George? No, he's not impressed. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, by the way, there is something happening with the 104 that will be going, but I'll explain about that later, because yeah, I've still got to bleed this ram, so let's get on and do that. Right, so there are actually some instructions if you bother to go through the information. So we're now at bleeding the hydraulic system. So place the pump handle into the socket, ensure the relief valve is open, pump the handle 15 times through the full stroke, thus bleeding any air which may have entered during transit. That seems simple enough. Relief valve. Do not adjust. Okay, so don't touch that. Do we just open it up? And then close the valve. It should now work. Looks like we have an engine crane, guys. Oh, that's like the carport. That's good news. Right, I'm going to just tighten everything up because I've still left a few nuts and bolts a bit loose, and then we'll go for a test lift on the donor engine. Will it lift an engine? Hopefully. What I'm going to do now is just see if this can support the weight, and also see how much height, because I'm a bit concerned about the height of the carport in here. Is that going to be a problem? Fingers crossed it's not. There's already a turning arm on the front of the engine, so I'm just going to see how much lift we can get without catching on the roof. She's out. Pull it back a bit. Obviously I wouldn't normally have carpet in here. I suppose I should have done this the other way around, really. Come on, it's going to clear the bonnet, but That's clearly clearing the bonnet, so it should be okay. So a lot of you might not know, I actually work for motor factories. I spoke to my boss and I said, can we get something from Sealy? I quite fancy one of these. It's a low profile and I want it to clash with the roof, hopefully. He goes, yeah. So we spoke to John, the Sealy rep. Shout out to John, thank you very much. I said, oh, if you give us a discount, I'll give you a shout out in the video. So he just charged me cost. Never mind. I think that's a good start. So we've obviously got loads to do to this engine yet. So I've got to take the engine out of George, swap the bits over like the head, clean and dress this, new oil filter, new water pump. I might actually start dressing it while it's on the crane because it's a lot easier to get to. Oh, so that's a different timing chain cable to what's on George. Hope that's not going to be a problem. But anyway, yeah, this is more of an introduction than the part one, but obviously there will be a part two when we start prepping the engine for swap over. We've got loads to do yet, guys. We've got to get the drive shafts out, the just all of it really. Right, now the 104. Just to give you guys an update, I'm having to sell the car, guys. It's not been an easy decision, but unfortunately I've had to finance things like the crane and the donor engine. That's not been free. I don't get any sponsorship. So I've made the decision to sell the car. It's actually made me a bit of profit. I found a loving home for it. It's going to someone who's had Peugeots before, good times, and they're going to give it the love and attention that I just haven't got the time or the money to deal with at the moment. I've got to prioritise things like George because he is my daily and my pride and joy. So yeah, so part two, which will be part 1A, we start getting this dressed and ready to fit, and then we start taking bits off George and get the engine out. And now I've got an engine crane. I think we're going to be okay. Looking forward to it. So thank you for watching as always. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of the above, and I shall see you very soon with some more content. Right, definitely need a cup of tea.